Imagine growing up in a world where your father is the sun, and everything revolves around him. At first, you might not even realize it's not normal. You learn to dance to his tune, to seek his approval like a moth drawn to a flame. But what happens when that flame burns too bright? The truth is, being raised by a narcissistic father can shape your entire identity, often in ways you don't fully comprehend until much later in life. From an early age, you might find yourself constantly trying to meet his expectations, which are often impossibly high. You learn to suppress your own needs and desires, believing that your worth is tied to his approval. This may lead to feelings of inadequacy and self-doubt. You might become a perfectionist, driven by the fear of disappointing him. But no matter how hard you try, it's never enough. The validation you seek is always just out of reach, leaving you feeling empty and confused. As you grow, this dynamic can lead to a host of character traits that are not only detrimental to your well-being, but also to your relationships with others. You may develop a strong sense of people-pleasing, always prioritizing others' needs over your own. You might struggle with boundaries, feeling guilty for wanting to say no or assert yourself. Trust issues can creep in as you learn that love is conditional, and you may find it hard to believe that anyone could love you for who you truly are. The danger of being around a narcissistic father lies not just in the emotional toll it takes, but in the red flags that often go unnoticed. You might experience gaslighting, where your father twists reality to make you question your own perceptions. He might belittle your accomplishments, turning every achievement into a competition where he must come out on top. You may find yourself walking on eggshells, constantly anticipating his mood swings, trying to avoid the wrath that comes with his fragile ego. This upbringing can lead to a cycle of unhealthy relationships in adulthood. You might gravitate toward partners who mirror your father's behavior, seeking the same validation that was so elusive in your childhood. Alternatively, you might choose to distance yourself from intimacy altogether, fearing vulnerability and rejection. The scars left by a narcissistic parent can run deep, manifesting in anxiety, depression, and a pervasive sense of unworthiness. So, how can one prevent or mitigate the impact of having a narcissistic father? Awareness is the first step. Recognizing the signs of narcissism is crucial. If you notice patterns of manipulation, lack of empathy, or an excessive need for admiration in your father, it's essential to acknowledge how these traits affect you. Setting boundaries becomes vital. Learn to assert your needs, even if it feels uncomfortable. It's okay to prioritize your well-being. Seeking support from trusted friends, family, or a therapist can provide a safe space to unpack your experiences. Therapy can help you untangle the emotional knots and rebuild your self-esteem. It's about reclaiming your narrative, understanding that you are deserving of love and respect, independent of your father's approval. In conclusion, growing up with a narcissistic father can be a challenging journey, but it doesn't have to define you. Awareness, boundaries, and support can pave the way for healing. You have the power to break the cycle and create a life filled with authentic relationships and self-acceptance. Remember, you are not alone, and your story can change. Embrace the journey of self-discovery, because the flame that once burned too bright can be transformed into a guiding light.